My friends, let me tell you something today that can shift the very direction of your life. Life is not a straight path of ease and comfort. No, it is a battlefield where dreams are tested, where faith is challenged, and where strength is forged. Every single one of us has faced moments where we thought it was over, where the weight of disappointment crushed our spirit, where defeat whispered into our ears, "You can't go on." But I am here to tell you with power and conviction, it's not over until I win. Say it again in your heart. It's not over until I win. There will be times when the doors slam shut. You will invest your energy, your time, your love, and still taste rejection. You will work late nights, rise early mornings, and yet not see the fruit of your labor. People may laugh at you, doubt you, and even turn their backs on you. But let me remind you, your destiny is not written by their opinions. Your future is not locked by their disbelief. The author of your life has not finished the story yet. A closed chapter does not mean the end of the book. And you must stand up in the middle of that rejection and declare, "It's not over until I win." Listen to me. Failure is not a permanent residence. It is only a temporary stop along the road of success. Falling down is not the same as being finished. The greatest champions in history, the leaders, the innovators, the pioneers, they all failed more times than they succeeded. But what set them apart was this unshakable spirit that refused to stay down. When the storms came, they stood. When the critics mocked, they pressed on. When fear tried to paralyze them, they moved anyway. The difference between the defeated and the victorious is not talent, not intelligence, not opportunity. It is persistence. The power to say, "I may be knocked down, but I will rise again. I may be bruised, but I am not broken. I may be delayed, but I will not be denied." Do not let your current struggle blind you to your future victory. What you are going through is not the end. It is preparation. The pain you feel right now is shaping you, strengthening you, molding you into the person who can handle the blessing that is coming. If you quit now, you forfeit the promise. If you give up now, you bury your dream alive. But if you endure, if you hold on, if you keep fighting, the breakthrough will come. The morning will rise after the darkest night. The rainbow will shine after the storm. The harvest will spring forth after the season of toil. So rise up today with fresh fire in your soul. Stand tall, even if your knees are trembling. Lift your voice, even if your heart is heavy. Declare to your mountain, to your fear, to your failure, "You will not defeat me. You will not bury me. You will not silence me. It's not over until I win." You are stronger than you think, more capable than you imagine, and closer to victory than you realize. The story is not finished, the battle is not done, and the final word has not been spoken. Walk with courage, fight with faith, and live with the certainty that the crown belongs to those who refuse to quit. It's not over until you win. Failure is one of the greatest illusions of life. We think it is an end, a closing curtain, the final word on our story. But in truth, failure is nothing more than feedback. It is a whisper saying, "Not this way. Try again, adjust, grow, become more." Yet so many people stop at the sound of failure, treating it as a full stop instead of a comma. They fold their dreams, silence their voices, and bury their ambitions the moment they stumble. But I tell you today, failure is never final unless you accept it. Every time you fall, you are given a sacred choice. Do you stay on the ground, or do you rise again? The ground is comfortable, isn't it? It doesn't require effort to stay down, to give up, to say, "This is just not for me." But greatness is never found in comfort. Every legend, every hero, every person who ever rose to prominence has walked through the valley of failure. Think of the greatest inventors, the most celebrated leaders, the people who changed the course of history. They were not handed victories wrapped in silk and gold. They failed, often and painfully, but instead of embracing defeat, they used it as a stepping stone. You see, every setback is secretly a setup for a greater comeback. That business that collapsed was not the end. It was training ground for wisdom. That relationship that broke your heart was not your destruction. It was shaping you for a deeper, stronger connection ahead. That exam you failed, that opportunity you lost, that door that slammed in your face, those were not the final verdicts on your destiny. They were detours, redirections, and hidden preparations for something bigger. Failure refines character, strips away arrogance, and replaces it with humility. It teaches endurance. It demands resilience. It shapes you into the kind of person who can stand at the mountain's peak and not be destroyed by success. Without failure, success would crush you, because you would not have the strength to carry it. Every loss, every rejection, every tear has been molding you, chiseling you, preparing you for the crown that is to come. I want you to hear me. Failure does not define you. What defines you is your response. When the storm knocks you down, do you rise? When your dream is shattered, do you pick up the pieces and start again? When you hear no, do you keep pressing until the world has no choice but to say yes? That is the measure of a champion. Champions are not people who never fail. They are people who never quit. Look at a seed planted in the soil. To the eye, it looks buried, finished, gone. But beneath the ground, it is not death. It is transformation. The pressure, the darkness, the soil pressing down, it is the very environment that produces growth. Soon, that seed breaks through, reaching for the light stronger than before. And so it is with your life. What looks like burial is not your end, it is your planting. And your season of rising will come. So I challenge you. Never accept failure as your conclusion. You may be knocked down, but you are not knocked out. You may be delayed, but you are not denied. You may be pressed, but you are not crushed. Stand back up. Dust yourself off. Look at life in the face and declare, this is not the end. This is not my final chapter. This is only the setup for my greatest comeback. Because as long as you have breath, as long as you have fight, as long as you have hope, it's not over until you win. Victory, my friends, is not reserved for the strongest, the wealthiest, or the most talented. Victory belongs to those who refuse to quit. It is not the fastest who always wins, nor the cleverest, nor the most connected. No, victory crowns the head of the one who simply keeps going, who digs in their heels when life tries to push them back, who fights until their breakthrough arrives. We live in a world where too many people give up too soon. They start strong, but when the winds blow against them, they retreat. They begin with passion, but when obstacles rise, they surrender. They run with enthusiasm, but at the first sign of pain, they walk away. That is why so few taste true success, because the crown is given not to the starter, but to the finisher. Starting requires excitement, but finishing requires endurance. Let me remind you of something unshakable. Every dream will be tested. Every vision will be opposed. Every purpose will be challenged. The higher the calling, the greater the resistance. You will face doubt from others, but even more dangerously, you will face doubt from within. That voice inside will whisper, "It's too hard. It's too late. It's impossible." But you must answer back with faith, with fire, with unyielding resolve. No, it's not over until I win. Breakthroughs do not come to the casual. They come to the committed. Think of water dripping on stone. One drop may not make a difference, but drop after drop, day after day, year after year, the stone is carved, the surface breaks. That is persistence. That is the power of refusing to quit. Your consistent push, your relentless pursuit, your decision to stand one more time when everything tells you to stay down. That is what makes the impossible possible. The path to victory is not straight. It winds, it bends, it climbs steep hills, and it drops into valleys. Sometimes you will feel like you are walking in circles, sometimes like you are stuck in quicksand. But if you keep moving forward, even one step at a time, you will reach the destination. The only way to lose is to stop. The only way to guarantee defeat is to surrender. The world respects the fighter. Life rewards the warrior who will not lay down their sword until the battle is won. You don't have to be perfect, but you must be persistent. You don't have to be fearless, but you must be willing to face fear again and again. You don't have to know how everything will work out, but you must know deep within your spirit that quitting is not an option. Some people pray for victory, but let me tell you, victory comes to those who prepare, who endure, who fight with both faith and action. The mountain may be tall, but climb it. The sea may be wide, but cross it. The night may be long, but keep walking, for morning always comes to those who keep moving forward. Your breakthrough is closer than you think. Many give up at the very edge of success just before the dawn breaks, just before the harvest comes, just before the door swings open. Don't be one of them. Hold your ground. Stand in the fight. Say to yourself, I will not give up until I see the victory. I will not retreat until I touch the promise. I will not stop until I win. Victory is not a distant dream. It is the reward waiting at the finish line for those who dare to keep running, even when their legs are heavy. It is the crown awaiting those who refuse to bow to defeat. It is the prize that belongs to the one who keeps their eyes on the goal and never lets go. And when you finally taste it, when you finally stand in that moment of triumph, you will know it was worth every tear, every battle, every long night of struggle. Because victory always belongs to those who refuse to quit. My friends, life will not hand you victories wrapped in silver and gold. Life will test you, shake you, and push you to your knees. But remember this: failure is not final, and defeat is not permanent. Every setback is only preparing you for a greater comeback. Every tear, every trial, every rejection is shaping you into someone stronger, wiser, and unstoppable. And never forget, victory is not for the faint of heart. Not for those who quit halfway, but for those who fight until the breakthrough comes. The crown belongs to the finisher. The prize is for the one who refuses to bow to defeat. And the reward is for the one who declares, I will not stop until I win. So today, rise with a new fire in your soul. Look your struggles in the eye and say, you will not break me. You will not bury me. I am still here and I am still fighting. Stand tall in your faith, in your courage, in your determination. Because as long as there is breath in your body, as long as there is hope in your heart, as long as there is fight in your spirit, it's not over until you win. Now go forward. Dream boldly, fight fiercely, endure faithfully, and declare to the world with every step you take, it's not over until I win.